just got hit by a car.
Where'd it happen at?
I don't know. He doesn't have a phone.
He heroically pushed friends out of harm's way, just seconds before being fatally struck by an incoming car.
So I'm pleading with you, whoever did this, to please come forward. We just need this to understand why. They were my life.
A homeless man, with nothing to his name, dove into danger to pull a deputy from a burning wreck after a high-speed chase.
I'm just disappointed we couldn't help it, someone else.
And in a frozen heartbeat, one teen jumped into icy waters, determined to rescue his friends, but only 3 came back.
We're sad, we're devastated, but we're at peace knowing we had a hero.
What drives someone to risk everything for others, even when no one's watching? These moments weren't scripted. They weren't part of a movie, they were real. This is Heroes Who Did the Unthinkable, Part 2.
I just got hit by a car.
Where'd it happen at?
I don't know. He doesn't have a phone.
Would you run into the path of a speeding car for someone you just met? Ryan Satsos didn't hesitate. It was shortly after midnight on November 1st, 2015, near Central Michigan University. 17-year-old Ryan Satsos was walking with friends on Crawford Road when a car came barreling down the poorly lit street. No headlights, no warning, just speed. In that split second, Ryan saw the danger hurtling toward one of the girls in the group. Without thinking twice, he pushed her out of harm's way and took the full impact himself. The car never stopped. No screeching brakes, no slowing down, just silence, then darkness. Ryan was killed instantly, his final act one of selfless bravery.
Ryan Chachis died in a hit and run. Friends say the freshman died a hero, pushing a girl out of the way before the car hit her.
Adding to the heartbreak, just 3 months earlier, Ryan's older brother Daryl had also died in a separate car crash. In less than a season, their parents lost both of their sons, a grief unimaginable.
I don't feel I have a purpose. They were my life.
For years, his family has pleaded for the hit-and-run driver to come forward. The vehicle is believed to be a dark metallic blue car with front passenger side damage.
So I'm pleading with you, whoever did this, to please come forward. We just need this to understand why.
Despite billboards and a $10,000 reward for information, justice remains elusive.
They're here again today to make a plea to the public, and we ask that someone that has information.
And yet, through tragedy, Ryan's story continues to ripple. A quiet freshman no one expected to become a hero did just that. He saved a life. Sometimes, the people who make the biggest difference are the ones you never see coming. Ryan Satsos, just 17, brave beyond words. What would you do if you saw a fight spiraling out of control on the street? Walk away or step in? Adam Valz chose to step in. It was August 12th, 2017, early Saturday morning in downtown Riverside, California. Outside the Hideaway Cafe, chaos erupted. A man was being beaten by 3 attackers on the sidewalk. Adam, just 28 years old and out with family, saw the violence and did something most wouldn't. He tried to stop it. Witnesses say Adam stepped in to help the victim, but was tackled from behind by one of the attackers. As he tried to get up, another blow sent him crashing to the pavement, his head slamming against the concrete.
Colton family is grieving the loss of a father and husband after he was beaten to death.
Yeah, he was trying to break up a fight, but his good deed cost him his life.
Surveillance footage captured part of the tragedy. Adam was rushed to the hospital with severe brain injuries. For 5 days, he fought for his life in a coma, but on August 17th, he passed away.
He gave his life to save other people's lives, the people that are on the floor.
He left behind his wife Johanna and their 2 children, a son just 4 years old and an 8-year-old daughter who now misses her daddy.
No, I thought it was fine.
His death sparked outrage and sorrow across Riverside. A vigil honored Adam's memory as a peacemaker, a man who always put others before himself. His family described him as their rock and protector, someone who never hesitated to help those in need. Adam Valz didn't know the victim that night. He had no obligation to act, but he did anyway. His courage reminds us that true bravery isn't about being fearless. It's about doing what's right even when it's dangerous. Adam Valz, a father, a husband, a hero, gone too soon at 28 years old. If you saw someone stranded in the middle of a busy highway, would you stop, even if it meant risking your own life? Khaled Farooq didn't think twice. It was a cold November night in Calgary, Alberta, traffic rushing down Crowchild Trail near 5th Avenue Northwest. Khaled, a father of 5, was returning home with his 10-year-old son after a soccer game when they spotted a stalled vehicle in a live lane. Dangerous. Exposed. Helping others was second nature to Khaled. He pulled over to assist the driver, but tragedy struck in an instant. As he exited his Toyota Prius to help, the car rolled back unexpectedly and pinned him beneath it.
And then an hour later, a man died after being pinned under a vehicle while trying to help another driver in the Northwest.
Despite emergency efforts, Khaled died at the scene, leaving his son to witness the unimaginable loss. The aftermath was devastating for his family and community. Khaled wasn't just a good Samaritan that night. He was the Samaritan.
He is a very good person. I am proud to be his friend.
Known for his quiet acts of service, he had cleared roads in freezing weather, delivered supplies during the pandemic, and served as Secretary General for a local mosque. Khaled's death sparked an outpouring of grief and support from friends and strangers alike. A GoFundMe campaign raised over $200,000 to help his wife and 5 children, aged 2 to 14, navigate life without their sole provider.
I try my best, how I can. If needed, I will ask them.
He leaves behind not just memories, but a legacy of courage and kindness. Khaled didn't wear a uniform or carry a badge. He simply had heart. And in his final moments, he reminded us what true heroism looks like, choosing to help others even at great personal risk. How far would you go for a stranger, especially if you had nothing yourself? Johnny Walker didn't hesitate. A homeless man living on Houston's streets, he had no home, no money. But that didn't stop him from risking his life to save others. It was late January 12th, 2022. A high-speed police chase erupted after a CVS robbery suspect fled authorities at speeds exceeding 90 miles per hour. At an intersection in northeast Houston, chaos unfolded. A sheriff's deputy collided with a black Kia carrying a mother and her 2 children. The crash involved 7 vehicles.
The Harris County Sheriff's Office is telling us the deputy was chasing a possible robbery suspect, but again, it ended in a deadly crash.
Tragically, the mother died instantly. Her children were rushed to the hospital, one critically injured. The deputy's car caught fire as smoke billowed into the night sky, and then Johnny Walker. Hearing the crash from nearby, Johnny sprinted toward the flames, barefoot and shirtless. With no protection, he dove over the mangled car to reach the trapped deputy. Working alongside 2 other bystanders, he pulled open a burning door and carried the unconscious officer to safety inside a nearby store, all while fearing an explosion. "I thought it was going to blow up," Johnny later recalled tearfully, "but I couldn't just stand there."
And I heard boom, 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 boom. I'm just disappointed we couldn't help it for someone else.
Surveillance footage captured his bravery as he checked the deputy's pulse and kept him conscious until medics arrived. Tragically, Johnny also tried to help the woman in the Kia, but couldn't save her. The image of a man with nothing giving everything struck a nerve across Houston. Strangers raised money for Johnny. His long-lost family reunited with him after seeing his heroics on TV. Johnny Walker didn't just survive homelessness. He stood tall in flames. No cape, no home, just heart. What would you do if you saw kids sinking into freezing water, screaming for help? Dylan Wittenberg didn't hesitate. On November 22, 2022, at just 14 years old, he ran toward danger at Crystal Lake Park in Littleton, Colorado. It was a cold afternoon when 2 boys and 2 girls ventured onto thin ice at the lake. The ice gave way beneath them, plunging them into the freezing water. Witnessing the chaos, Dylan sprang into action. Without a second thought, he ran toward the lake and dove into the icy water to help. Neighbors nearby used hoses, extension cords, and ropes to pull 3 of the children to safety. But Dylan wasn't done. He kept trying to help until he himself went under the ice.
Tonight, a teenage boy being remembered as a hero after losing his life trying to rescue 3 other children who became trapped under an icy lake.
Rescuers from West Metro Fire's dive team pulled him out nearly 40 minutes later and rushed him to Children's Hospital, Colorado. Tragically, after fighting for his life for 2 days, Dylan passed away on Thanksgiving Day, just 1 day after his 14th birthday.
In my heart, I knew that my nephew wasn't gonna ever come back home.
The community came together to honor the boy who gave everything. At a vigil held at Crystal Lake Park, hundreds gathered with candles and red balloons, Dylan's favorite color, to pay tribute to his courage. His family described him as compassionate, fearless, and selfless.
Sad, we're devastated, but we're at peace knowing we had a hero.
A teenager who dreamed of joining the military and helping others. Dylan Wittenberg didn't seek recognition or glory. He simply acted out of pure courage and love for others. Because of him, 3 lives were saved. Dylan Wittenberg. He was 14, but forever a hero. In the blink of an eye, these everyday people became unforgettable heroes. They didn't ask for recognition. They didn't wait for applause. They acted bravely, selflessly, and often at the cost of their own lives. It makes you wonder, what would you do in a moment like that? These stories remind us that heroism doesn't come from status. It comes from heart. If you were moved by these incredible acts, let us know in the comments. Subscribe for more unbelievable true moments that restore your faith in humanity. Because in a world full of chaos, stories like these shine the brightest.